Hi, it's Dr. Kimarie. It's been a while, and I want to talk today about overwhelm. What do you do when you feel overwhelmed? Typically, I know a lot of us are going through that, and it's not just one thing, right? It's like every area of our life is calling for our attention and pushing us to our limits. And in that moment, it just all piles up and you don't know how to even begin, because you just start to go in a circle. You start to, what I say, oscillating in a circle. And then I don't use my energy wisely at all. I get so overwhelmed that I can't see the first or next step. And I think the reason that happens for me is that I want to make it go away. Right? I want to have different circumstances. I want to push against, right? And so whatever we resist persists. It presses back. Whatever we focus on, we bring upon. So we're focusing on what's wrong and we're getting more of what's wrong. But the resisting thing is what I want to talk about, because when there's pain in our body, or there's struggle in our life, or there's discord somewhere in our life, it's always an opportunity to work for us. But for some reason, we think it's happening to us. And we all do it. I still do it. But it's remembering, it's catching that. And instead of resisting, which is going to make it persist, it's leaning into it. It's actually welcoming it in and sitting with it. And this is what I do with clients, and it's so funny that I do this with clients and I can still forget over and over again, because we're human. So there's nothing wrong with you if this happens. And that's the one thing that we do, is the more we learn, the more we grow, the higher the standard we have for ourselves. And then what stops us from growing and stops us from getting out of this stuckness is how hard we are on ourselves, what we do between the two ears, how we speak to ourselves, how we shame ourselves for not having it all together or not knowing the answers. So it's putting all of that down, and it's taking the overwhelm, and it's saying, okay, you know what, sitting with it. And inviting it closer to you. It's like what happens is pieces of ourselves just get fragmented off with life as we start to judge ourselves, as we start to knock ourselves down for navigating life and making mistakes or getting hurt, right? Pieces of ourselves start to splinter off, and we start to not accept those parts of ourselves, those parts that feel rejected or hurt or angry. And so it's calling all of that back in. It's inviting yourself to just be whole, to be okay. So sitting with the overwhelm. So I was working with a client this morning, and I was talking about this yesterday too. And she has physical things going on in her body, like many clients. And what we do is we are able to sit with it and speak to it and get guidance. And when we do, a lot of times that feeling, that heaviness or that pain or that tightness in the body, once you give it a voice, it releases. It no longer serves a purpose. And the same with overwhelm. Overwhelm can be our friend. It could be saying, how are you selling yourself short? How are you saying yes to things that you know don't work for you? How are you going against your own goals and dreams just to please somebody else or to appease a situation that's never going to be appeased in that way? How are we navigating life that is not working for us anymore? That's when overwhelm comes in. When we start selling ourselves short, when we start not speaking up about certain things, and then we hold it in. And then, because it's happened in our past, it becomes a pattern that you start to see within yourself and beat yourself up for. So it's being kind to yourself. It's really allowing, if there was only a certain amount of time left, how would you navigate this time in your life? What would you do with it? What would you do that would be more in alignment with your heart, with your values, with your goals? Like believing that you also have the right, but not from an arrogant way, just from a really loving way, like you would treat a child, that you have the right to have your needs met. And that having your needs met and allowing people to know who you are, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of the pieces that you judge, that they become lovable and beautiful, because they are. They are. And what we see in ourselves is what we get reflected back to us a lot of times, right? So when we judge ourselves as being the problem, that's one of the ones that I've tripped over many, many times is, oh, if I speak up, I need the patch for being a people pleaser. It's like, oh, I'm being a problem if I share my needs or my expectations of the situation, versus people would really like to understand. Not everybody. There's going to be people you're going to aggravate, and you're going to upset the apple cart, because it's inconvenient for someone else not to always have their way. But having their way doesn't serve them either, like always getting what they want if they kick and scream, right? So that we have to stop that. We have to really speak from our heart, and then we have to allow. We have to allow, because that's going to get rid of the overwhelm. And then you'll have the workout. You'll have the workout of having to tame the part of you that believes that you can fix everybody else's problems and fix every situation by people pleasing. Have you ever been able to do that? In all the years of people pleasing, have you ever been able to make everybody happy? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And we don't have that power. And it would be sad to believe that we do. We do not have that power. We cannot take someone's pain or spiritual workouts away from them, and nor should we try. Because that allows them to grow. It allows them to learn more about themselves. It allows them to lean in, which is what I'm asking you to do right now. Lean in and love that part of yourself. Sit with that part of yourself. Breathe into it. Speak to it. Hi, overwhelm. What do you need me to know? Just invite that part of you back in. Another thing is to invite your energy back in, to kind of give back other people's energy and invite yours back in. Because as a people pleaser or empath, right, we can take it on. And what we do is we take on the energy, we judge the energy, and we take it on. And it sticks to us. We don't need to do that. We're not sending anyone bad energy back. We're just from our heart collecting our energy back, and also handing back the energy that no longer belongs to us, and allow that to dissipate the way it needs to. So that is my message for today. Overwhelm. Lean in. When there's a pain in your body, lean into it. Don't try to numb it and make it go away, because it's only going to get bigger. Lean into it and see what shifts need to change in your life so that you can have more joy, peace, and freedom. I hope you have an amazing day. I love you lots. It's Dr. Kimarie. Please subscribe to my channel if that feels right for you. I am on YouTube. I am on Facebook. And I love speaking with you. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.